Yes, sir. Monday
Yo,
Night
yo.
Raw in full effect. The 5-year anniversary celebration continues of the Rap Round Table. You see the God is back. Langston Leguizamo, original castmate. We can't
Let's
celebrate
go.
5 years
Lang.
without having J-Mo no Shamo in the building. It's
In the
only right.
building.
You know what I'm
In the
saying?
building.
Facts.
Back
Yeah.
like I
Hey,
never left.
my
Yo,
guy.
quick note there, because I saw you taking a sip. You can't have the drink on camera, or YouTube is gonna dead us.
What kind of
so-
cup
Oh,
is it?
okay. Thank you for
Not
that.
what
Thank you for
if
that.
it's,
Yeah,
if it's
yeah.
not a clear cup, we good. As long as the
No,
cup
no,
is
it's a
not.
can. It was a can.
Oh,
It was a whole
shit.
can.
Copy.
So,
Oh,
That's all right. I'm gonna keep it out of the field of vision.
yeah.
YouTube is a world
Sick.
class
YouTube doesn't
hater.
like that at all.
I got $1 water. I'm on the same type of time. I'm be over here.
You
Just,
got it, yeah, man.
you know what I'm saying?
Last week I had a mug, and then I looked, and they limited
Yo,
the funds. So I was like,
son,
you know what? I'm not even gonna have nothing
Had a
Yeah.
on me today. Fuck it.
Bruh,
I'll
you
just be
can say
parched.
all kinds of
it's
crazy shit, but
wicked.
heaven forbid you have a fucking mug or a can. It's a problem. But anyway, YouTube, we love you. Keep it sending the checks. But it's your boy Job here, alongside the Rap Snob,
What up?
alongside the homie Deanie. Macito hopefully will join us. We're not sure yet. He had a scheduled conflict. And again, Langston Leguizamo, original castmate, back on deck for tonight. 5-year anniversary for the day ones or the day 100s of people who've been around the longest. You already know what it is when it comes to Lang.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Old school vibes.
I'm about to, do what I usually do with the links and everything. But, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the comment. Make sure you run them subs up. We are at 13.2K subs. We're trying to get to 13.5. So make sure you subscribe, run the likes up, run the comments up. Do what you do, fellas. Chop up while I get the links up.
Yeah. Got the band back together. Yo, who actually watched the Grammys last night? Like the telecast, not just like the clips. Anybody watch it?
No.
Bro. Listen, I feel like I hate watch the Grammys every year. If there's anything
Wait, watch
that
him.
I will readily admit that I hate watch just to make myself mad is the Grammys. But it's touted as music's biggest night, and I love hip hop, but I love music in general. So it's like I feel like I gotta tap in. But when I tell you, bro, this was like the driest, oldest, whitest fucking Grammys in years, bro. I was bored to tears, man.
Like you were more bored than you have been in years past.
Yes, absolutely, man. Like it was just like that. Like I appreciate that they brought up a lot of like older acts, like Billy Joel. What's her name now? I forget her. I forgot her name now. But it was several like older acts, and that like I appreciate that, but like the show needed some livening up, man. I don't know. It was pretty dry. People in the chat, like if y'all watched the telecast, let me know what y'all thought of it. But I was like, God damn, like, yeah, even compared to like recent years, it was just like mad boring, mad dry.
Even the
No
fits were
excitement
bad.
whatsoever.
I seen the highlights of the fits. The fits were nasty, man.
Bro, and even this guy Travis did his, he came up on stage.
Travis Scott.
He did a little, Travis Scott. He did a little
My God.
Little performance. It was all right. Like, you figure like somebody like Travis Scott, he's gonna bring his A game in terms of the set, the
Grandiose
performance and everything. It was just him and his like one random chick. It looked like they didn't really rehearse it. They were kind of just like roaming around each other. Yeah, I found it weird. I was like, what's going on here? Like, you Travis Scott, you supposed to blow the roof off this motherfucker. Like, you're not really your Travis ain't Scotting right now. Like, what's going on?
Hey,
you got to do a few songs, or just like one of them done type
just I think it was like a quick medley. Like, it was like one song that led into, I think he did Fiend.
Oh yeah, we'll play Boy Cardi.
But
I wonder if Travis Scott is more subdued in his performances these days. Remember a couple years ago when unfortunately some kids had at a Travis Scott show, which
true.
You know what I mean?
I went to a show.
It's gonna be like, so you guys know
it's not the same.
We
it's
move
good.
different out here. You know what I mean?
So he's
but
just
not
like,
the same.
he's holding back.
I mean, it's a lot of flames, but it's definitely more mild as far as like overall, just like crowd jumping and the mosh pits and all that. It's not too much of that anymore. It's just more like the visuals.
Joni Mitchell is the lady that she used to do like folk music in the 60s and whatnot.
Flowers.
But like, I mean, she got a flower. There was a lot of flower giving, so I appreciate that. But as far as like a show, like a lot of these people up there in age, man, they're not really going to give you that much energy. You know what I mean? And even some of the younger acts.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You know what I mean? Unlike a lot of people on the internet who go on there and they lie and say they don't care about the internet, not about the Grammys, but they tune in. I, in fact, didn't care about the Grammys, and I didn't tune in. I saw the Jay-Z speech on Twitter. You know what I mean? I was busy watching Curb Your Enthusiasm and motherfucking True Detective. That's what my Sunday night looked like. You know what I mean? I don't care. But my energy tonight, Rap Round Table Chat, is that too much of y'all spent too many years saying y'all didn't care about the Grammys. Yet I see every last one of you niggas on the internet talking about the Grammys. So you know what? Going forward, I think I lost you guys for a second, but I'm back. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Now that we're gonna establish the relationship going forward. Y'all care about the Grammys. Don't make me say. Matter of fact, I'm about to put up a poll. Do you really care about the Grammys? Yes or no? Because y'all niggas be lying. Y'all care about the Grammys. Y'all tune in every year. Y'all didn't care about it when the local celebrity rapper was winning and Eminem. But as soon as Esco won a Grammy, now we care about the Grammys. It can't be both ways. It cannot be, bro. I'm not having it. That's where I'm at tonight, Sin. I'm wilding, Sin.
No, you got it. You right. You're right for sure. And just one more gripe, just because like I don't understand. I know this is the Rap Round Table, but Billie Eilish, come on, like you're like it's just to me it's like you're a younger, you're a young artist, and you go up there and you sit up on a stool, and you got the old lady rag on your head, and you just whisper into the mic, but you whisper your whole song, like you're not even hitting no notes. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I know I'm the old head, but it's like.
But do you see, Billy?
I mean,
them things, boy.
Things.
They kind of thing. Yeah, they kind of thing. But I'm just saying, man. And all right, that's enough for me being a curmudgeon.
Yes, curmudge, man. Let's that's
any
why you're here.
No more issues with the show other than those things, man.
Other
than what we're gonna get into in a bit.
Tracy Chapman did her thing. I think Fantasia did her thing. She did a performance in honor of Tina Turner, right?
Salute.
She did her thing. That's about the two highlight. And then Hove coming up on stage the way I'm from.
But we know what made the news. Let's not tease the people anymore.
Yeah, of course.
Killer Mike wins 3 Grammys, and before he could even get to the champagne, or maybe he did get to the champagne, who knows? He somehow ends up in cuffs. Non-televised Grammy celebration, but somehow he ends up in cuffs. On Twitter, they called it a nigga moment. I don't know what to make of Mr. City Rap Song, but it sure seems, based on the news that came out, that maybe Killer Mike was a bit overzealous with the celebrating, and then the security guards followed up with being overzealous.
Listen, like Kanye said, we don't know.
No, Diddy.
We don't know. But like I can't even list this as one of the highlights of the show because the shit wasn't televised. What's going on? Grammys, like, come on. At least televise one, like Rap Album of the Year needs to be televised. You know what I mean? So Hove definitely made some points, which we'll talk about later. But as far as Killer Mike, that's just damn grand opening, grand closing, man. Like you just come off the stage of sweeping the rap categories that you were nominated in, and they slap the cuffs on you. Like,
yeah,
Grammys is wilding, bro. Like, come on, you should have let that man live a little bit. Like, look, we don't know the details. They haven't really surfaced just yet, but from what I've read and heard, he got into somewhat of an altercation, possibly with a security guard. That's what I heard.
That's the word.
I don't know, right? I mean, what it feels like to me is because we saw him on stage. He started tap dancing and spinning. He thought he was Michael Jackson and shit. So So he was like beyond the clouds happy, you know what I mean? And might have had a couple drinks in him, who knows? Perhaps he started celebrating a little bit too much, getting a little too turned up, and security might have had to be like, yo, you got to calm down, bro. And he's like, fuck you, I ain't got to do shit.
I just won 3 Grammys.
Like, I throw a Grammy at you. I'm just speculating. I don't know. That's just the first thing that came to my head. But I don't see Killer Mike throwing no Grammys at nobody, but he probably got a little too turned, and he told him to turn down a little bit, and he was like, no. And, hence, call the cops, put him in cuffs. I mean, what it sounds like is something that could have been de-escalated, and they didn't feel like de-escalating.
I don't know, bro. I got some thoughts, but Didi, talk to me, man.
Like Sin pretty much surmised what I thought it was. Like the nigga's on cloud 30 right now. 3 Grammys, bro, for this album. We'll talk about.
And you saw how he changed the name of the album on Spotify?
Yeah.
Who does that, bro? I've never seen anybody be that happy about it.
Basically, shouting out Atlanta crazy. Atlanta, we did it. Probably did have a few drinks in them, bro. Like, it's an award show. They got the good shit in the back. You know what I'm saying? Top shelf, everything. So I'm sure he was having a good time. And you really surmised it, bro, what I thought maybe he was just back there acting a little too turned. And one of them guards was like, hey, nigga, hey, calm down. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you're doing too much. You know what I'm saying?
How many Grammys you got, boy?
Yeah, you're doing too much. Slow down.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? And then, he got on his Killer Mike shit. Like, fuck that, man. I'm here. I did my thing. I snatched up these rap joints. Niggas didn't think I would be able to do it, but I did it. And I just think he was just doing too much. I just think that. And maybe he got a little dicey, and they took him out. And it looked like it's nothing crazy. He was let out the same fucking day. He got a court date. I think it was February 29th or some shit.
Was he even like officially arrested, or was he like?
He was definitely handcuffed and walked out though. As far as
he doesn't throw the cuffs on just to get you to chill, then they let you. You know what I mean?
But the walkout with all the goons was kind of like, because throw the cuffs on to get you to chill, but the throw the cuff with the walkout is like, we going somewhere, So I don't know, but it is a bad way to end the night off of having that kind of night. You know what I'm saying? 3 Grammys is 3 Grammys.
Here's where I'm at with it. Just the way I saw bro on the stage doing the little dance, and he did the circle. Hey, we won, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? When I was a kid, my parents used to get embarrassed by like other black people wilding like that in public. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give a fuck. I still don't. But that type of energy with that many white people in the room, I can see where there's like this large black man is overly excited. You know what I'm saying? And then you get backstage and you popping the bottles, you tearing the club up, and then the overzealous security not understanding that this man just won 3 straight, took their job a little too seriously. And that's how I'm looking at it. I think that he was celebrating, and rightfully so. He swept that motherfucker. And I felt like in the midst of celebrating, he probably should have waited until the after party and led him to a situation where a security, you know what it is? We've even partied. There's always 1 or 2 security guards that take their job a little too fucking seriously. Like they be damn near manhandling you when they do the search at the door and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like Killer Mike's luck or lack thereof, he ran into a couple of motherfuckers who took their jobs too seriously and decided that they wanted to violate. But then the secondary talking point with this situation is there's people who feel like because Killer Mike is kind of, I don't know if he's like a revolutionary, but he's heavy in the political scene, very active in the political sphere, and he has beliefs about the black experience and that black people should close the decks and focus on building up each other.
True.
There's people who feel like his treatment at the Grammys was a political statement to knock him down a few pegs. When you hear that, what do you think? Do you think that there's a political play involved in that or no?
I don't know. It's weird unless it's one of those situations where like we could build you up and break you within 5 minutes. You know what I mean? But like they literally just handed him like 3 Grammy awards for an album whose central theme is black
conscious,
the black experience, the black the Black experience in America and everything that comes with that. And so I don't see them giving him the awards if that was the plan all along. Unless, again, they want to build him up just to break him back down immediately. But I mean, let's be honest, it's not like in a lot of ways, Killer Mike does talk about improving the Black communities, but within the system. And he's been very vocal about his support for certain politicians like Bernie Sanders. You know what I mean? It's not like he's dead press, is my thing. You know what I mean? He's not. He's definitely pro-Black, but he's not militant. I don't see him as militant. So I don't think in this situation, I don't see people wanting to like seeing a Black militant person and being like, "Yo, let's put him in his place." That's not the feeling that I get with Killer Mike.
All right, Lane, we got you back on. The question we're having right now is: was there a political play involved in Killer Mike being escorted out of the Grammys in cuffs after winning 3 straight? Like, being that he's very active in the political space, there's people who feel like they were the powers that be were trying to make a statement by treating Killer Mike that way after his celebrating. What do you think about that take?
Well, first of all, I don't think that, because I agree with Sin's take on Killer Mike's music as it relates to his view on how to uplift Black people, about doing it within the rules, within the system, police reform as opposed to abolition, that type of vibe.
Right.
But that don't mean that they won't make an example out of you. With that said, it's hard for us to know if that's the case without knowing why he got arrested. It could just be that he had some bullshit warrant and, police knew he was going to be there, so they served him. It could be as simple as that. Or it could be something a little more sinister. The fact of the matter is we don't know. So anything we got to say at this point is just speculation.
Dini, what do you think? You was in that group chat with us. You see how crazy he was getting.
Yeah, a little spicy.
To use Lang's word, do you think there was something sinister at play?
I don't know if it's sinister, man. Like, it's because we say, you don't know the nature. He could have lit up a fucking spliff in the green room for all we know.
Right.
And they don't allow you to smoke in the building. It could have been that and put it out, and he didn't want to put it out. We need a little more context of why he got arrested. I just know he was set out the same day, and he got a court date at the end of the month. So whatever he did could have been too crazy. They ain't book him. You know what I'm saying? It was just probably just something to show you, like, give you a little warning. My whole thing is, like, I think somebody just said it, when they try to Will Smith him for that and snag the shits back and just be like, you can't pull up for like 10, 20 years or something like that. That's more the concern I have. Like, how would this affect him tomorrow? I don't think they're going to rescind the Grammys. Because if it was something like that, there'd probably be some charges pressed or something like that. I just want to know, like, the full nature. But he walked out calmly. It wasn't like they had 50 people holding him. It was more like a settled down kind of walkout. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I just think he got verbally spicy with somebody, bro. Somebody tried to lift him, take him down off his high, and he wasn't having it. I wouldn't have it either if I was holding 3 Grammys. So I get it, bro.
You know what, bro? You hit the nail on the head just now, because I didn't think about that until you said it. Like, if it was really something very egregious, the way that particular group chat was making it out to be, I don't think Killer Mike walks out of that room so calmly. If he felt like his rights were being violated, considering his history and his political activism, he would have turned up. He casually walked out in cuffs. It was he almost, now that you say that, it almost looked like he knew he was wilding or he did a lot. It was like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Like, just take it to the next side of the building. We'll be out after that.
And put it this way, it's good promo. Like,
you
win the Grammys, you get arrested. Drop a new single now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going to jail never hurt a rapper, bro.
Yo,
never.
Bonus track on Michael.
Calling arrested at the Grammys. You know what I mean?
I mean, a lot of it was,
arrested at the Grammys.
Why did you have that in the tongue? Yo, but nah, you know what? Like, I'm not one to put anything past white people. Yeah, I know we've been talking about it a lot on this show. I blame white people for a lot of shit. Honestly, I blame white people for the next segment. We're gonna get into that in a second. But in this situation, I personally as much as I don't think I want to believe that something nefarious happened. I don't have the facts, and just the way Killer Mike carried himself, he probably was wilding. We do it. Niggas won. He probably threw a chair. The South Atlanta, we on top. They can't fuck with me, and it got a little out of bounds. And I think that's what happened. Until Killer Mike comes out and says something, and again, he's not above saying that he got his rights violated. I'm thinking that he over celebrated, and we'll get an interview on the Breakfast Club, or he'll do a little IG live or some shit. And the rest, it will put this to bed.
He called into somebody. I think it was Tigger.
Okay.
He just refused to brush on that topic though. But he was talking about the, you know what I'm saying. But he did contact somebody though.
I mean, look, listen, free him. He's free. Let's move on. Let's get into blaming white people. Michael sweeps the Grammys, and I gotta say, I blame the white people, because every black person I talked to about this album either didn't listen to it or they didn't think it was that good to begin with. Help me out here, Sissy the Rap Snob. He wins. What did he win? Rap album of the year,
performance,
best rap performance.
Damn it, man!
Best rap.
This is white people.
You want me to help you out?
Yes.
Assist.
In this, I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, my thoughts on Killer Mike have been well documented on this podcast. Naturally, I'm going to appreciate a rapper who raps and makes music of substance, right? But I've never really been able to get into his music, right? And that's been since the beginning, way before the Run the Jewel. Like I've tried the Run the Jewel stuff too, can't get into it. But even back in the Outkast days, I wasn't looking forward to a Killer Mike verse on an Outkast track. You know what I mean? I was looking forward to Andre and Big Boy. As far as like this particular album, I gave it a listen when it came out. I wasn't particularly excited about it, honestly. I'm keeping it a buck. You know what I mean? I started hearing the chatter about how amazing it is, how phenomenal it is, and it might be the album of the year. So, I kept trying to play through it. Still wasn't hitting me. Now it wins the Rap Album of the Year Grammy. So naturally, I'm like, maybe I'm bugging. Let me go listen to it again. So I listened to it again today. It's still a no for me, though. Like, I don't see the hype of this album. I honestly don't. And I wish I did, because like there's so many people that I hear on or that I read on X, Twitter, giving it so many props. And I'm just like, it's a cool album. There's better album. KD3 was way better than Michael.
By far.
Now, what I think is happening here is that this type of album and this type of artist, and especially with his, certain political alliances, this was a layup for the Grammys to just hand over the best rap album of the year. It fits all. It checks all the boxes off for them. It fits their sensibilities to a T. Whatever old white people are in the Academy, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, okay, I feel comfortable giving this particular album the Grammy. To me, it feels like, I don't know, it feels like y'all know John Baptiste? It gives me that vibe. It's like the rap version of John Baptiste to me. You know what I mean? A sort of kind of safe, black artist that has a certain level of musicality, but it's not, it's not too over the top. It's not too daring. It's safe. You know what I mean? He's saying stuff that they're like comfortable with, that they're he doesn't push too far. It's a safe pick, and it fits all of the sensibilities. So that's probably why they went with it. You know what I mean? I think it was a layup for them.
You know what? And again, I'm feeling I got issues with the chat. You know why? Let's go back in time, y'all. I remember when Michael dropped, and the Rap Roundtable didn't necessarily discuss Michael for the reasons that we're kind of listing off as we speak right now, right? And a lot of people in this here chat kept telling us to listen to Michael. We put up a poll to say, should we review Michael? They was like, yes. A lot of people in this chat was like, Michael is the album of the year. all of a sudden Michael wins the Grammys, and these same people in the chat are saying that Michael doesn't deserve it. Help me to understand, chat.
Wow.
I'm confused. Now, but now be clear when it comes to the music, and I need some answers, chat, because y'all told me it's not better than KD3. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like, come on, bro. Like if there was, like you said, Sin, if there was ever a layup in this category, fuck, I'll be fair. Her loss deserved more love. But I seen the Kai Cenat video. Utopia was probably Utopia wasn't very good. So I'm sorry, Travis. Based on what you're capable of, that was a weak album. But if you would have said Her Loss or KD3, I'd have slept okay with that. But Michael, who was this album for? Who did this album serve? It must be the chat. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all told me it was fire. Y'all told me it was fire. Yes, you did, Miss L. Maybe not you, Miss LB, but people in the chat said this album was good. And now this is your fault.
I'm gonna explain myself because people. I feel like they're coming for us, or at least coming for me. I think the album is kind of milquetoast. It's bland. Like musically, there's musicality in it. There's instrumentation and all that, but like there's nothing in terms of like melodies and chord progressions that's particularly interesting. Everything feels very rigid. There's no bounce. That's the thing that I'm missing throughout the entire album, maybe except for like two songs in the second half. There is no bounce, there's no swing, everything is perfectly quantized. There's no bounce to his own rap delivery. Like it's all musically, it's all boring to me. If you're talking about the content, that's a whole different conversation. I appreciate the content and some of the shit he's saying, but musically, it's boring, bro. It's boring.
Talk to me, bro. Jump in here. Like, do you think that this was a right? Not even necessarily one album, but what award, but three, the whole sweep, the whole rap shit. This album is good enough to dominate rap this way. Nobody talked about this fucking album.
All right, so in terms of which one was it? Rap performance. I mean, he ain't really had that much what was it, like Lil Uzi Vert? I love this song. It's damn near a Jersey club song, bro. It's a club song.
You're right.
You got Barbie Girl was on the list. I think it was something from Doja Cat. So it's as far as rap, it's almost a layup by default. You get what I'm saying? Right. But as far as the albums, Nas was like they Grand Theft Auto Nas. Her Loss, Utopia, Heroes and Villains were all better albums sonically. So even if you want to take out the rapidy rap aspect, which I did because it's a rapidy rap song, rapidy rap album, but it just don't sound good, bro. Like you know what? If y'all niggas ever watched Seinfeld, bro. You remember when Jerry had to support Babu Bot? He just was the only lone dude going to his restaurant because he just felt like I have to do this. That's the way I felt with this Killer Mike album. I'm like, it's not my cup of tea, but I feel like as a brother, I'm supposed to support this somehow. But I just couldn't get into the tunes, man. But I could never really get in I mean, I haven't been a Killer Mike fan as far as the verse since like The Whole World with Outkast, bro. I think he got a Grammy for that. That was like the first Grammy he got.
Yeah,
but I just feel like as far as a total package of albums, gun to your head, most of you niggas that love this album, give me 3 songs, gun to your head. Y'all niggas are dead bodies, bro. Like, let's be honest. Like, all y'all talk about is the scientist, the shit with Dre. Outside of that, I've never heard nothing about any other song on that album, bro. And that's just from like the hip hop purist niggas who, like I said, fuck with it because it just only feels right. Even the Black Thought Grammy that was up there, most of y'all niggas ain't fuck with that neither, but it just felt right because it's Black Thought, and that's the lyricist of lyricists. You get what I'm saying? It's just the music didn't make me feel like that. It was more like the individual, and I think that's a problem. This album sonically was not wavy like that. Y'all gotta chill. KD3 had joints, like actual bangers, bro. Like
done by itself,
blows everything out the water. Quincy blows everything out the water. Reminisce blows everything out the water. Shit, I go with my shit Get Light with the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just sonically a better album. He was rapping better. Nas was rapping better than this nigga. Like Nas did everything better. The beats were better. Like he got robbed, bro. Shout out to Killer Mike though, but Nas got robbed.
Yeah,
yo,
and I
two
think
threes. You see this shit?
Whoa, none is mid.
Yo,
all the way, fuck out of here, bro.
We might have to ban you for that one, Free. You
all the way, bro. You got to buy your fruit and back like a slave, bro.
And I think that's the thing for me, like, because again, I've never been into Killer Mike's delivery.
Right.
So like the production would have had to be like through the roof. And I'm listening to these beats and these, you know, instrumental sound beds, and I'm like, it's not nothing about this is hitting me. It's not hitting me like that. And real quick, Jaw, put Anthony's comment up.
Which comment was that?
Anthony he got the Laker logo.
Okay.
It's a little bit further up.
Oh, all right. I mean, I'll scroll. You keep
speaking.
talking while I look. You just keep on talking.
So he said what Sinner speaking, what I'm talking about is what most people think of Kendrick's mid album.
Let's talk about it.
Except that Kendrick was actually somewhat daring on some of the music on that album. Like the first couple of songs from side A, they were actually daring and experimental in some sort of way. You know what I mean? He was experimental with the flows. He was experimental with the production. There's nothing about Killer Mike's album that is at all exciting to me.
Well, and let's be clear before I pass it to Lane. Killer Mike, I don't agree with him when it comes to his delivery. I think Killer Mike is nice. I think I like his voice. I like his flow. I don't like the music he makes. It's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when I think about all the other records that I dropped that's in this category, I'm like an album that essentially nobody in the culture talked about, because rap is still ours. You know what I'm saying? Who's championing this music to where it's getting this level of a sweep of the Grammys? Granted, we don't care about the Grammys, right? Allegedly, supposedly, depending on who you ask. But was it that good? Is this a groundbreaking musical experience to where hip hop shifted? Is this album going to be pointed to in 15 years or 20 years like an Illmatic always is in the conversation? No. So how can it win that? But like, I'll ask Lane this question: if not Michael, who do you think deserves to be in that position? Like, is it Nas? Is it a Drake? Like, is there somebody we're not even considering that deserves that love?
I mean, I'd hate to answer your question this way, but I can't help myself.
Do it. Be yourself.
I'm so over the Grammys, man. Like, we need to stop. We need to stop doing this every single time, because they do it to us every year, and every year we get together, and by we I mean, like, you know, hip hop fans, and we talk about how they don't know what they're doing. They get it wrong every single year, and I'm just like, so full disclosure, I didn't listen to Michael, the album, so, you know, I'll defer to the opinions of the other three gentlemen here regarding that album. But the fact that it swept the Grammys makes me less inclined to give it a shot, because they get it wrong every year. They gave Macklemore a Grammy over Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
That's when I was done. That moment, that's when I said, I'm done with these. I can't do it no more. So who deserves to be in that position? I mean, look, you know, Nas has been on a really good run. There's a few people, like, you know, you want to throw out there, but I just cannot continue to feed into the machine that is the Academy and that is the Grammys, because they've made it abundantly clear through the years that they're either incapable or unwilling to engage with hip-hop music on any kind of a legitimate level.
Jeez, he's spitting. I know in the pre-show we chopped it up. You said that you spent a lot more time focusing on the underground scene.
Yeah.
If there was an artist that you felt that gets the critical acclaim in the underground scene that could cross over and get that love in the general mainstream, who was the few artists you feel like that could get that light that we're not tapped into maybe?
There's a lot of them, man. I mean, West Side Gun did an album with this cat, SD Knack, out of Lynn, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all probably heard. Yo, Matt, you know who I'm really messing with right now? I don't know if you know this cat from Detroit, Mickey Diamond. Yo, I should definitely check out Diamond, man. Mickey Diamond.
Sounds familiar.
His name sounds familiar, but I'm not gonna cap. Send me some music when we get off here. Send me a couple of links.
He's done like 4 different joints with Big Ghost. He's killing it right now. He's my favorite artist out right now. So I would love
shout out to Big Ghost. That nigga works, man.
Facts.
Big Ghost,
the original Drake hater.
someone on that level to get some recognition. But it's just, it's just so crazy right now, the way, it's all politics and whatever the case may be. So, but yo, Mickey Diamond, yo, check out for Mickey Diamond.
Appreciate that. Let me just answer this question. Flasher only says every year we do this shit with the Grammys. As a culture, do we care about them or not? Jarv, is this a legitimate question? I say fuck the Grammys. Yes, it's a legitimate question because a lot of people say fuck the Grammys, but then when I go on my internet, I see the same people saying fuck the Grammys reacting to the Grammys. So I gotta ask. You know what I mean? I'm confused, legitimately. But let's move on to the next topic. But before we do that, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you run them comments up. Make sure you subscribe them. Make sure you're completely locked in. If you're feeling generous, throw something on the Cash App. If you want to get the merch, you see Denny rocking the hat. Get your merch. Roundtablemerch.com. Get you one of those hats. Everyone who's already copped up, we appreciate y'all. Everything that y'all put into the brand goes into the brand. It helps us continue to level this shit up more and more. If you haven't already, follow us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and of course, Twitter or X, whatever your vice. Just make sure you follow us. Elon, give us our name. That page is dead. Give us Rap Roundtable on Twitter. We deserve it. Last week, though.
Hold on, real quick. Jermaine with a super chat.
Oh, that just came in.
Shout out, literally.
Shout out, Jermaine. Jermaine L. Johnson with a super chat. Let's put it on the screen here for the guy.
Super chat champ.
Young modern day rappers are allowing a 50-year-old Nas to outwork and still out-rap them, and they're allowing a 40-year-old Killer Mike to sweep at the Grammys. What does that say about the current rappers? If we don't care about the Grammys, nothing. Apparently, I don't know. You tell me.
I think not Grammys. It's about
and real shit. It's
tapped into.
Yeah, and it's a little weird when hip hop fans want to use the Grammys to support their take and when they want to indict the Grammys. You know what I mean? Like, you can't play both sides of the coin. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't give a fuck about the Grammys, then you can't use them as like, oh, Nas and Killer Mike is winning all these Grammys. That means the younger artists suck. If you're using the Grammys to support your point, then you can't turn around and say.
Then you fuck with the Grammys, bro.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was fuck the Grammys until Nas won, and then they loved the Grammys. So it's like, I'm just trying to check the temperature. This is not even on no Nas shit, not no funny man shit. I'm just really trying to understand, where are we at with this award show? Like, what is the standard? Is it the Grammys, or is it us as a people dictating in terms of what hip hop culture and rap music is supposed to be? That's the question that I have tonight. But anyway, Benzino. Last week we spent a lot of time talking about this battle with Eminem, right? Somatic Macito had a little family obligation, you know what I mean? We wish he could be here, but family first as always. Benzino dropped a diss record, dropped 2 diss records. The second one kind of went crazy. We gave a lot of credit, but fair is fair. When we discussed it, we asked the question we asked Dini cooked. If he didn't write it, is this diss record sanctioned? The pressure got so crazy that he came out over the weekend and admitted that he had assistance with the diss record from multiple people inside the studio who threw lines, essentially ghostwriting. So with that being said, is this diss record now disqualified? Is it unsanctioned? Did Benzino waste our time? Lang, I'm coming to you with that one first.
I think Benzino has made a career of wasting our time.
Damn it.
That demands that you take him seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's go through Benzino's rap sheet. Let's talk about how he owned the Source magazine, the hip hop Bible as it was known, and went ahead and gave himself 4 mics and was
4.5.
4.5 mics. Benzino, 4.5 mics. And,
talk about it.
And was as someone that was the owner was having a hand in the editorial decisions and things of that nature. And so am I surprised that he would unearth his 20-year-old beef with Eminem and incorporate ghostwriters into his process? No, this is Benzino. This is his bag. This is what he does. He has worked his ass off to get to where he is, and he's there now, and he does stupid shit like this. Is it sanctioned? No, this is foolishness. This doesn't count. It's one thing if you making a record, you want to sell the record. That's all good. That's, you do your thing, you make money. But if it's a diss track, you got to come for that man's head, and it got to be your words. You know what I mean? So
that's a fact.
I don't. Yeah. So yeah, I don't take Benzino seriously, man. I'm not shocked at all that he would do something like this.
Sincere, tap in.
Listen, disqualified, man. I take back all my words of support from when we talked about it last. Which I said I would. I said if it comes out that he actually had ghostwriters, that he didn't write it himself, then that's completely unsanctioned. You know what I mean? And that's the case. What I do want to know is who were those people in the room with him feeding him these lines,
right?
And can they come out and speak on the matter? Because if they were feeding him these venomous lines, then they obviously feel some type of way about Eminem too. So I would like to speak to them.
Because they
but
get
as far as Benzino, somebody on Twitter, these are not my words. Somebody on Twitter said, Benzino really doesn't know how to win at anything. Like, because he didn't have to come out and admit this shit. He's genetically predisposed to losing, I guess, because I mean, why come out and admit it? If you got away with it, bro. Like, we wouldn't have known. I mean, we would have still speculated.
You wouldn't have known, nigga.
No, I understand.
That shit was well known, bro. Like,
well, it's just that, you know what it is. I wanted it to be his words. I did, even though it's Benzino, just because like the what was actually said on the record were such dope lines, and like they were so well crafted, and it pretty much systematically went down the list of every single gripe that I and a lot of people have had against Eminem. I really wanted it to be his words, and I wanted it to be like a true thing. But you know what I mean? Too good to be true.
Do you need a balance? Take your victory lap, good brother.
Yo, honestly, disqualified, yes, but it's still a L on Eminem, bro.
What?
It's still a L. It's still a L. Yes, there was assistance. Yes, we all knew what it was, but those bars were scathing, bro. Those were the nigga up at night bars. You know what I'm saying? So this still counts for something. It may not be qualified as the mega diss that that niggas thought it was, but the surgical breakdown of whoever assisted, that was GP Sean Kemp level assist, bro. They were just throwing them shits, bruh. I mean, we've never heard him get cooked. MGK didn't do that. Not like that, not like this. So regardless of we want to say if a nigga was juicing, he scored 150 points, he juiced, but nigga, that's 150. You feel me? It's 150. It's still it counts for something. It's not a plus on Benzino, but it's a minus on Eminem. I'll leave it at that.
I mean, I see the vision, because the verbiage did cut. That's why we gave it credit in the first place. What was said did cut. But I will say that when I saw the video, it took the winds out of my sails. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest, because we got to keep it 1,000.
Lack of confidence.
Because now it goes back to like Lang laid it in perfectly. Pause. Followed by Sin. I can't. Yeah.
Salute.
I'm sorry.
Salute.
Honestly, y'all can eject me for that one. I'm sorry.
I was like,
I can just take the rest of the show off. But that was terrible. You notice I stopped talking myself. I was like, what the fuck?
I thought you muted yourself, bro. I didn't hear no words. Like, what's going on?
I couldn't believe what I said. I'm not even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But Lang made a strong point, followed by Sin. And this is the whole thing where it's like everything we've generally said about Benzino comes full circle in the situation. This is why we can't fuck with Benzino. This is why we don't take Benzino seriously. You constantly do bullshit that just makes us not take you seriously. This is why we generally, and I hate to say because I don't want to disrespect anybody, but this is why we generally never give a fuck when Benzino's name comes up in conversation, because he's known for doing fuck shit to where it's just like, all right, bro, move. Think about it. When the first disc came out, we didn't care because it was Benzino. Shit, when I gave him credit, I was like, we really don't want this problem because we don't care about Benzino, but this disc was fire. Now you didn't even let it sit for a week. You got so terrified in your success that you came and you snitched on you cheddar bobbed yourself. You fuck like
first he said I ain't getting no help, and 2 days later, yeah, a couple niggas helped me. I'm like, whoa.
Did they put the pressure on Benzino?
Yeah.
Did
Like
they
3 days
say,
later, bro.
you know what I'm
Pressure.
saying? Like he wasn't trying to pay for that, you know what I mean? So they had to apply the pressure. But this is why we can't fuck with you, bro. Like Benzino, bro, don't ever rap again. See, anything Coy, as a matter of fact, whatever Coy say about you in any interview, I believe it too, bro. Like I don't want nothing to do with Benzino now. I am God in the building, though. Big love to I Am God.
I am God. What up?
If you haven't streamed that project, Bloodstained Suede 2, make sure you run those numbers up. The album is fire, no skips, expert rapping, flow switching, great production, great sonics. Lock in with Bloodstained Suede Part 2. I'm disgusted with Benzino though. So like at this point, as a family, we got to talk about this. What do we do with this now? Do we just move on with our lives? Are we just done here? Do we care if
you know what it is? The look, all the lines, every word stricken from the record. You know, like when you in a court case and you hear some shit and you just got to pretend like you didn't hear the shit, even though so the fucking judge is like, you'll disregard what they just said. I'm like, bro, but that was a great point. What are you talking about? How am I supposed to disregard that? That's what we gotta do.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think? What do you think, Lane? Did we act like this didn't happen? Does M still have to respond? What do we do?
I think I'm just not interested in this at all. I'm not interested in two 50-year-old men hashing out a 20-year-old beef, saying the same thing they said 20 years ago. I'm done with this beef on so many levels.
To be fair, though, you said that Benzino rehashed the beef when it was actually Eminem that brought it back.
No, I think
Eminem started it. You're saying?
Yeah.
I think when he went on Maps Pod, he kind of said some shit about Eminem. I think that's what this stems from.
Oh, copy. So on Wax it was Eminem, but in interview it was Benzino. Copy.
Man, fuck that, bro. Let's get to the supers real quick. You know, Miss LB with a super chat. Love you, Miss LB. She said, Benzino said he had a couple of lines given, not the whole song. Does that change the narrative? Even when other rappers have used ghostwriters knowingly, it still get credit.
Can I take that?
Go ahead.
Can I take that? He went in like the span of 2 or 3 days. He went from I wrote that shit to I have some
no help,
like feeding me lines that the next thing you know, like he had somebody write the whole shit and he wasn't even in the room at all. Like that's the way it's going. So like this is probably just like half the truth.
Right.
But
Sin, to be clear though, like you and I are cool with rappers getting a couple lines here and there, right? Like that seems par for the course.
Yes, if it's
couple is 2 though, bro.
Yeah. I'm not talking about but if you're in the studio vibing and
if you're in the process of songwriting and you get fed like a couple of lines here and there to elevate the song as a song, I don't have no problem with that. But if you're in a battle and so you basically got somebody whispering in your ear what to say, like this is Sir No the Bergerac, like no.
Plus it depends on the outcome. Like we don't really crucify Kanye for it. We do Drake somehow a little bit, but we don't crucify them because we know the end goal is the sonics of the music, bro. Like you get what I'm saying? Like that shit don't count in no diss record. Like you supposed to do that all by yourself. And this isn't when you say a couple of lines, I'm thinking like this isn't like Styles P and Jada where we're doing back-to-back bars and I come up with 2 back-to-back bars that might be better than yours. And I tell you, say this one instead, and then you can take up from where you left off. This ain't that, bro. This is a story, and the story is somewhere in between. The nigga gave me a few lines, and I was nowhere in the studio. Nigga did everything for me. It's Benzino though. You know what I'm saying?
I think y'all overthinking it. I think it comes down to equity because of who the person is that's getting the assistance and the fact that he's been known to be full of shit at various points in his history. It doesn't change the narrative. We can't give him love. Like, put it this way. There was this whole story remember when the whole thing with Quentin Miller happened, right? And it was like Quentin Miller said he helped out with one of the KD albums. I don't remember which one it was, but he said he assisted with it. We didn't even give it a second thought because we know Esco is a writer's writer. So even if Quentin Miller threw a bar his way or he said, say it this way instead of saying it that way, we didn't care because we know Nas is Nas. He's one of the greatest ever.
Right.
Benzino, on the other hand, has no equity. He went from telling the truth to lying. Like, come on,
we don't
bro.
believe you, Mo.
3 more people. Going over to Leroy Green with a super chat. He says, What up, fellas? But Sin, take off the backpack. You know, 95% of people are not emotional about music, and they only listen for enjoyment. So if music taps their emotions, they're gonna gravitate. Mike did that. What do you have to say to that, Sin?
I mean, that again, that's fair because it's gotten it's gotten a lot of good feedback. There's been a lot of people that have been very, very happy with the project. Again, last year, when it was when it had just come out, people were saying, hey, this might be the album of the year. People like the album, so maybe it's just me, but I'm like most, I require more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's a fair play. Gangsta Astrology and Rap Beef says Eazy-E, Foxy Brown, Little Kim, and others had writers. Okay, we're not knocking people who have writers. We're just saying in the midst of this squabble, considering the love Benzino was getting and Benzino's history, he is disqualified. That's it. We can't sanction that. That's all I'm saying. It is what it is. Imagine now, to use Rome Streets as an example. Rome Streets gets in a squabble with Ransom, and we find out the next week that fucking Benny wrote half the verse. We're not gonna fuck with it no more. It's over with.
Yeah.
Not from a nigga not from the lyrical guard that man is. He wouldn't need no help. That's the way we look at it. You know what I'm saying? He can hold his own because he's that type of nigga.
Right.
But we know Benzino ain't that type of nigga. So why are we talking about this, bro? This shit is bothering me a little bit.
I think in our core we kind of knew because when we heard the rapping,
come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You ain't never heard that nigga that nice, son. You ain't never heard it.
Wanted it to be true, but you
been rapping since '96. You ain't never heard a nigga that nice.
I've been waiting for somebody to say on wax for the longest time.
Yeah,
this got to be true, man. This got to be real.
So Sid wanted to believe because there's a lot of niggas that as they getting older, they get nice. We just talked about Alchemist, bro.
For half a second to fucking sanction Benzino on any level, bro. Like,
Sid, we didn't know what was going on, bro. We thought we lost you.
Y'all see the super chat though. I Am Black Mall says, "Is Benny the new Hove?" Like, in what way? I don't think he's. Well, no. Let me just flat say no. That's my answer.
There's only one Hove, man. Benny is Benny. Hove is Hove.
Straight
well
like
said.
Also, where did that comment even come from? Like,
I don't know.
Like, is Benny the king of the castle currently? Like, is that
or the clean nigga with the drug talk? You know what I'm saying? Maybe like that in that sense.
I mean, there's some Hove-esque elements to his rhymes.
That's the blueprint
you know what I mean?
Following.
Yeah,
he's following that blueprint. As to how well he'll execute on it.
Did y'all like the album? I probably talked about it. Did you like the Everybody Can't Go?
it's all right.
Thought it was cool.
I really liked it. I thought it was like a different type of sound for Benny, and I was worried going in with the Def Jam thing, but I was like, this is alright. I could fuck with this.
Talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, we don't hate it. It's not, and I don't know. I don't want to speak for my brothers, but I feel like we're not doing the thing where we're comparing it to what Benny did prior to the Def Jam deal.
Right.
I think for us, when we talked about it, was just more about selfishly what we want for Benny. Like, to me, I get an album a 3.5 out of 5. I think that's where it's at. It has some really high highs, but some of the lows, I'll probably never listen to some of these songs anymore. But I think Benny's capable of so much more sonically, and I feel like he's creeping there as opposed to like properly diving in and changing his whole aesthetic altogether. Like, I always go back to that song he did with Rose, Rapper Estates. He doesn't pick beats like that for himself, but when he got on that beat with Rose, I'm like, Benny sounds amazing on this song. Why doesn't he do more of this? And I think that's what I'm waiting on personally.
Yeah, I feel you. Because out of all of them, he has the most, I think, star potential.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, with the skills with it. The stars really West Side though. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? And we had Cousins. He was here earlier. He was saying, since Benny only moved 16K first week, that means he won't get any like placements or like whatever the case may be. Cousins, if you believe that first week sales dictates media places with music, I'm gonna need you to just leave the music talk to the people who actually know what's going on. You know what I mean? Don't think I ain't see that comment, Chip, because I saw it. Plus, go ahead, like
back though, that can't be what they were hoping for in terms of big number.
Nah.
Of course not. Who? Nobody sets out for a 16K album, bro. You ain't put all that time in the studio for that.
So I mean,
And
like, where does he go from here? You know,
better Sonics.
The more grandiose sounds, man.
The singles weren't, to me, like I don't think the singles were wrong. I just think they were handled wrong. Like I personally, I've been saying this for weeks now. I wouldn't have led with Big Dog. I would have led with Braun. I felt like Braun, especially he took a long hiatus. This is the longest hiatus since Benny been on the radar. In my opinion, I gotta do the math, but I feel like he was gone for a second. You come back with Braun, and then the week the album dropped, you put out Big Dog, and then you got some momentum. You put out Big Dog, then you put out the joint with Stove, and then you put out Braun. And I felt like the momentum kind of eased with each release. And by the time the album dropped, it was like, all right, but Benny dropped. He didn't really build up the right momentum. He's doing all of these different events. Like Def Jam getting them in these rooms, respect to the label, but it's like the music is not matching the energy that the label's putting out to me.
Yeah.
Also, Def Jam is the label of LL Cool J, Hove,
DMX.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't keep. I've been saying this for a while. You can't keep ignoring the women, bro.
Yeah,
you gotta make some music
That's
for the
not
women.
Benny, though.
And I don't mean shake your ass. I just mean at least like a, you know what I mean, like how it's going down or something like that. Excuse me, miss, but a little bit rougher. You know what I mean, a little bit more street.
Niggas will smoke him for that though, bro.
No.
Like a lot of niggas would. A lot of niggas would, John.
I'm just saying. It doesn't have. Benny could do it and not be corny. Is what I'm
Benny
saying.
going soft now. That's pretty much.
What I'm saying.
Think about it.
Properly, he's gonna get smoked.
Hear me out. In this era of social media, right? All the girls want a hood nigga. Benny the Butcher is the quintessential hood nigga. You telling me he can't just get a nice little young songstress and talk about some hood love or do some plug talk? Because then he always mentions that his lady was in there in the trap with him. Shit. Like he can't get a little R&B hook talking about the hood love, being in the trap together, but stand about her man when he went to the Bing and all of that. That's a hit right there. Why won't he do it?
Yeah, I can't lie. Hearing Job describe it, I'm kind of like, I'm in.
Intrigued. Yeah.
It's a great sell job.
Or a little kid not the hustle kind of situation.
We have to make them calls, Job, and get you in our room, dog. We have to make them calls, bro.
I mean, we know a guy. I'm hoping that he's watching this episode. Like, yo, like tell
what
me
up, nigga?
You know what I mean? Like, fuck, bro. Like it's right there.
Talk
bro.
about it.
It's really right there. Like you see Conway doing it. Conway hooking up with Cool and Dre. He had R&B hooks on what's the last project called again? Not God Don't Make Mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Won't He Do It was the last drink though.
Won't He Do It was the last one? Yeah, Won't He Do It?
He had water in the wine, the drum with Dave East and the singing drink. That song is a vibe, bro. He had some joints for the ladies. You gotta do something for the ladies though.
Y'all see the vision. It's there. And Benny, you on this label, most artists who blow up, it's not us, it's the girls.
Yeah, they spend the money, bro.
It's the women and the white people. The black guys, the Hispanic guys are always the first in line. But once you cross over, it's women and white people that get you to the bags. So it's time to get the girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We gotta do it in a way
it's
where
time,
you keep us, but you get them.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
We still think about what these bitches want from a nigga to this day. We didn't look at DMX crazy for that record. At least I did it. I don't know if the Timberland wearers with the Scully with the brims did, but we did. But
the energy DMX brought in that was just a game changer. That was just different energy. That shit still rocks to this day.
And I think Benny can. But now plus hit us with a super chat saying the Benzino diss is like when a judge says ignore the evidence. It's already out there. M took the L. Wow.
It is though. It really is. It's no plus for Benzino, but it's definitely a negative for M.
Okay.
It is.
Super chat guy with the donation says, do the joints on Twitter want hood, or is that them just being birds on the bird capping for likes? Wow. Only hood in recent memory the joints liked was Pop Smoke, Off Rip, him, Dirk. Jeez, it's tough reading this shit. Oh my god! I just had a brain fart reading this shit. Like, let me try this again. Hood in recent memory, the joints liked was Pop Smoke, Off Rip, him, Dirk, and from Mem. Who the fuck? Who's Mem?
Maybe Moneybag Yo, that nigga from Memphis, maybe.
Or Young Dolph.
Maybe. I'm
Rest
gonna
in
just read
peace.
something a little more coherent.
Joints do like money bag though.
Rakachi or Rakachi. Let me know
No,
if I'm pronouncing
RA,
that.
aka Shy.
Yeah, you know
I
what that
remember
is?
that from last time.
Oh, okay. What up,
AKA Shy.
fellas?
Salute.
What y'all think about Jay Quid Pro? Wow, this feels slanderous. Jay places Dre on the Super Bowl halftime show, and a year later, Jay gets a Grammy award. Just
Wait,
Jay does
Who
Jay
else
Z
would you
deserve nothing?
like to?
I have a question.
Interesting.
What is this? And I heard that Jay won this Dr. Dre. What is this Dr. Dre? Is it like a lifetime achievement thing? It kind of
Essentially, like a global achievement.
Global
If
achievement.
that don't go to
Well,
Whole, who that go to, bro?
nebulous what that actually means. Nobody actually knows. But
Who's
literally
affecting the
started
globe,
last
nigga?
Like Dr. Dre literally
Jay
just started that.
I'm sorry.
We received the first one at the 2023 Grammys. This is literally just the second year, so Hove is getting the second one.
Wait, who won it the year? Who won it last year? Drake.
Dr. Dre. It's his award, or they gave him this
His own
Global
award.
Achievement Award, and then moving forward, it is the Dr. Dre Global Achievement Award.
Okay, and so it's awarded by the Academy, right? It's not awarded by Dre.
Academy.
Yeah, the Academy.
It's a Grammy,
but it's it's got Dre's name on it.
Well, you know what it is, right? Jay-Z doesn't have any music out, but it's an excuse to get him on stage and get him on our televisions. That's all it is.
There you go. That's what I'm thinking. This whole thing, I agree with Lang. It's a way to get Jay-Z, because imagine you give Michael 3 awards untelevised. Jay-Z with no music gets a participation trophy award televised. Like, to me, I agree with that, and I also feel like this is just a way to appease black people. Like every time somebody gets a Dr. Dre award, is going to be somebody from hip hop. Here, black guy, we did something for the black people on the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it. I don't think this shit don't mean nothing to me, and I love Jay-Z, but it's like it don't mean nothing to me because it's the Grammys. It's not a trustworthy platform, so I can't really, you know what I mean? I don't take it seriously. We got another super chat coming in from Starscream 5K. Hi, fellas. KD3 and Michael are the 2 albums that I kept going back to. Michael album spoke to my soul from the beats, flow, content. And yes, I'm from the South. Keep up the great work, fellas. We appreciate you. And you know what? At the Rap Round Table, as much as we talk about objectivity, we don't mind when people are biased, because when it's time to be New York biased, we're going to be biased too. So salute you being from the South. You know what I mean? If you like Michael, if you like it, we're not judging people who like the album. We just don't, I don't think that it deserved all the Grammys.
It just, we didn't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Straight like that. Ain't no crime in that. But let's get to our last topic before we get up out of here. We already kind of touched on it. Jay-Z's calling out the Grammys during his speech for his participation trophy. So City Rap Snob was the first person to bring it to our attention, and he said, in quote, the speech was a little awkward. He left out the whole rest of the speech, but he pointed out how uncomfortable Jay-Z looked on the stage. So City Rap Snob, can you break down to us what the speech was about and why you felt that it was awkward?
So he went through a number of points in the speech, as you probably all already know, and I'll explain why I didn't add any context in the group chat, because I knew it was Jay-Z on stage at the Grammys, and he said some, somewhat not salacious, but like he struck some nerves, and I knew this shit was gonna end up on Twitter in like 5 minutes, right? So I knew y'all was gonna see it eventually. Y'all was gonna give the takes, right? But basically,
sure. I think you just wanted to slander Hov, but it's all right.
No. It just What struck me first was that he actually looked. Hov is like the coolest motherfucker in the game. Meaning, when he's interviewed, when he's on stage, when he's giving a speech, when he's performing, cool as fuck. You know what I mean? There's not an ounce of nervousness in him. He looked particularly nervous on the stage for some reason, to me, right? But maybe that was just kind of his approach. Like, he went through talking about, the history that the Grammys have with rap, right? And how the track record isn't exactly the best. They didn't televise the first rap Grammy back in '89 when it was Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff. Here's the part, like he mentioned how Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff boycotted those Grammys,
right?
But then he went on to say, and then they went and watched it on TV, like what was the point of boycotting if you're gonna watch it on TV? I felt like it was a little bit of a dig, and it just felt
I don't do that because he made fun of himself too.
He said he did. He said he did it too, bro.
Afterward. He did. He'd say that afterwards. But I just felt like the whole energy of the speech felt a little off to me, right? And to me, it felt like he was trying to be both diplomatic Hove, but also be a little bit of Kanye with the ranting and the loose cannon type of vibe, and try to somehow combine those two energies into something that was, you know, kind of calm and diplomatic, but also a little loose and a little bit slanderish. And I just wish he would have picked one lane or the other lane. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna be diplomatic Hove, politician Hove, like, do that. You know what I mean? If you're gonna call out the Grammy, say it with your whole chest. What I felt from it, I felt like there was more that he wanted to say, but he was trying to hold back a little bit, and I felt like he wasn't saying everything that he wanted to say with his chest. That's why I felt like it was a little bit off.
Okay, do you need to balance? Talk to me, bro.
I mean, it was awkward. Like Blue Ivy was looking at this nigga the whole time, like, this is not what we discussed, my nigga. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, we wasn't talking about this in the back. That was
not the play we called. That
this is not. You audibling the fuck out right now. I mean,
Beyonce was looking at him like that too.
Yo.
Okay.
There was a lot of takeaways, man. But one of my biggest gripes was, I understand you want to bat for your wife. I dig it. I love it even. You know what I'm saying, my nigga? But I was just saying, like you just said, she got the most Grammys of all time, bro. I went and looked it up. In total, like awards in general, Beyonce got 613 and been nominated for 1,321, bro. Like 1,000 plus awards nominated, my nigga, and almost 1,000 won, 32. And I said, you know what? Let me see the people she lost to. This isn't like Macklemore, Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like that. I'm like, let's go. She in 2010, she was up for Sasha Fierce. She lost to Taylor Swift, Fearless, bro. Am I a fan of Taylor Swift? No, but I know that shit sold like 11 million albums, bro. That shit was inescapable. In 2015. With the Beyonce album, she lost to Beck. I don't know shit about Beck, but I know you can't outside of white America, you can't escape him, bro. You can't escape him. 2017 Lemonade was Adele 25, bro. Like, this is Adele, my nigga. Like, you're not losing the niggas on the corner. And the last one she lost to.
Kind of crazy that Lemonade didn't win Album of the Year though. I know it.
Considering the background and all this shit that was with it, but Adele was flying, and the last one was Harry Styles, another nigga who I don't know about. But to white people, they love Harry Styles, Mo. So I'm like, you losing to a lot of to white people.
Okay, stay right there, Dini. But here's where I'll come to bat for Hove. I think this is sort of his point: is that what does Beyonce have to do to be considered an Adele or a Harry Styles or a Taylor Swift? What is it that they're doing that she's not doing? And it doesn't quite add up, considering how many accolades she does have from the Grammys, but that one album of the year Grammy seems to elude her every single time. What is it that they're doing that she's not doing?
I mean, it's that's tough to say. You know, it's kind of like a nigga who wins the defensive Play of the Year award 10 times in a row. He's mad he don't get the 6 man and shit.
Like 20-second timeout, because you know what, I'm seeing the chat and you know what, they having a free for all with the Beyonce and Jay-Z slander, and I'm gonna let them be great. You know what I mean? we love all kinds of jokes at the Rap Round Table. We talk bad about niggas too. But I seen something real crazy, Genie, that I just want to highlight before I pass
Copy.
it on. Raynell Jamal says Beyonce Lemonade was a title exclusive. It only sold 5 million. So Raynell, that's the fucking point. If it was on, y'all get me so mad. Like, I don't even like Beyonce music, but if it's only on Tidal and it moved 5 million,
that's crazy.
It's a lot.
That's crazy.
That's a lot to be on one platform.
All right,
but I'm pretty sure the Adele shit went diamond. But I'm sure the Beyonce shit would have went if it was probably on other platforms too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's the white people. You're not going.
I don't want to, get into a different conversation, but I see the Adele hype. I can't see the Taylor Swift hype for the life of me. But
Adele's sick.
But see, it's the thing when it comes to
19 was
Swift,
crazy.
Taylor Swift don't make, you know, she has a specific, and this now we got to get into the demographics for a quick second. She's a young white girl, and the white people are still the majority in America, and she makes music for them. And then once she makes music, just like how rappers for the most part make music for people of color, she's making music that her target audience are middle American whites.
Country
and then
pop.
In the midst of that, you get people from both coasts, and in the midst of that, you get people who look like us as well. And you have the biggest star in the country, arguably the biggest star in the world. I'm not gonna front on Taylor Swift. I don't like her music, but it's not for me. You know what I mean? But we're not gonna front like she's not dominating everything.
Everything, bro.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, like I know you're trying to get in.
Oh, I think it's crazy to me to get on the stage and accept an award from the Academy and then talk about how they suck at their job. Like, my nigga, like,
talk about it.
If you're gonna accept the award, then you're part of it. You know what I'm saying? If you really not feeling them like that, then why are you on stage accepting the award? That's what I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and almost begging for your wife to get more of them. Right. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
so you're right on that, Lang. You're right.
The fact that Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff boycotted the Grammys, I love that. I think that's such a flex. Like, y'all don't need us. Well, then we're not supporting you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a little disappointed at Hoviman because if he really feel like that, we could use his leadership on this. If they've proven themselves to not be a legitimate place for us to go and enjoy our culture and celebrate our culture, well, then we need leaders like him to say it from the mountaintop. Listen, they're not with us. We need to create our own platforms, our own stages where we can celebrate our culture. And this ain't it. But what did he do? He got up there, he got his award, and basically said, you guys aren't nice enough to my wife. I mean, I wasn't feeling it.
You know what? Here's what I'll say, sir. Let me get in, bro. I see everything. I want to be clear. I don't disagree with anything y'all have said because, you know, sometimes shit get misconstrued by the chat. I think that it's a weird thing. Like, I think that we are on like the beginning stages. Like, our era is on the beginning stages of like, yo, all the old establishments, we really don't need this shit.
In music and in everything.
Right. Mm-hmm. I look at like Hove and a lot of the acts, they came up in a time where a Grammy was still a pillar of excellence. So it's gonna always be hard for them to say we don't need it because they grew up their whole life saying that's the thing, that's the grail, not the BET award, not the Source Award, not the XXL award, or whatever other award you think of. The Grammy is the standard bearer of all things great in music. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be hard for them to say no to that. The next thing I'll say is, I think I'm not mad at him using the platform on the stage to say that, because at the end of the day, if he feels as though that's the standard, and in his mind he feels like I can get here just like you can get here, because that was the gist of the speech.
That was fire. Yeah,
you know what I mean. I respect that. You know what I mean. To the people saying, "Oh, Kanye did it first," you know, this is what I talked about at the top of the episode. Y'all can't pick and choose when shit matter. When Kanye say a whole bunch of shit, y'all write them off. But Jay say the same thing Kanye said. Oh, Kanye said it first. So what? More black people should say it. Can somebody else next year say it again? And then the year after that? And then the year after that? Until we establish that we don't need these bogus people establishing our shit. You know what I mean? So let's not focus on that. The next thing, to Sid's point, I'll say, I think because Jay's not a talker. He's a rapper. Ironically, he's a rapper, but he's not a talker. So when he tries to get on that stage and talk, he generally is going to stutter and stammer, and in certain cases, puts his foot in his mouth. You think? Let's go back in time, 2017, year one Rap Roundtable, episode 7, the 2-piece we did, when he said we are beyond kneeling or whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
He's not a good orator. He's a good rapper. So he would say something like that, and then it allows the masses to take that shit and run with it. When he wasn't trying to shit on Cap, but he was trying to say that we got to do something beyond kneeling. But because he's not good at public speaking or getting his point across without a beat, He says shit or he looks crazy and he starts to stutter, stammer, and then say some crazy shit. And then to humble bragger saying Jay did it for the clout. Jay-Z does not need clout. Let's refrain from saying stupid shit. Let's refrain from saying stupid shit.
Jay is clout.
Thank you, Deanie. We on the same type of time. Like come on, bro. Certain people don't need the clout. I just wish Jay, just be yourself, bro. You're an actionable person. Your actions speak for your words. If you didn't prepare the speech to talk shit to the Grammys that you knew you were gonna get, don't get on that stage fumbling and looking crazy, knowing what you want to say, but it comes out awkwardly. If that's not your bag, let the talkers talk. Beyonce don't do it. Nobody in the rock circle is good at talking. And the one guy who did it is not Rockefeller or Rock Nation anymore. They kicked Kanye out. I just feel like Jay, let your actions speak. Drop a record and say, "Give my wife the Grammy. She deserved that," type of shit. Because you can't talk, he's not a good talker. He was never even low key. Was Jay really a great interview, or was he just funny at times? Let's talk about it.
He can be funny. He's got a dry wit,
right? He's good. If he's with us with the bros, he's probably a great talker. But you can put him in a crowd of people, thousands, and he's not rapping. It's gonna be shaky.
Especially knowing that every word you say gonna be like criticized like to the next level, you know. So
there you go.
And I also want to add that Jay, because I want to address Lang's point. I think Jay was kind of in a tough spot because if they call him and they're like, "Yo, we want to give you this Dr. Dre award," like, what is he supposed to say? No, I'm not accepting Dr. Dre's award.
Yeah,
so,
he could.
You think that's hard?
Yeah, he can.
Listen, I'm not criticizing for accepting the award. I'm saying that he chose to accept the award. So to choose to accept the award and then criticize the Grammys from the stage, I mean, there's a way. I think
it's a tough spot because
it's tough to turn down if it's Dre. Like if it was like the Bono Achievement Award, he could have skipped out on that, bro. But like this is Dre. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Quick question. And I do appreciate I appreciate him taking this opportunity. Like if he says, "All right, I'm gonna accept this award with Dre's name on it because that's people's," you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna use this opportunity to speak my piece, and he spoke his piece.
Right,
but I definitely.
But listen, if he had gotten up there and said it's an honor to accept this award, and on behalf of my people, my culture, I hope that moving forward, the Academy will do right by our people, and they'll as a member, card carrying member of the Academy myself, I hope that we could do better moving forward, something to that effect. But that's not what he did. What he did was basically cap for his wife. We could debate that all day. But my point is that it just wasn't. It wasn't what we needed in that moment. In that moment, and I'm being a little harsh, I understand that, but I just think that in that moment he fell short. And if he was going to fall short, he was better off not accepting the award at all.
What I do agree with is if he was going to draw a line from the first rap Grammy to today, it was a fucking layup. Because Killer Mike, his wins were not televised. He could have brought that up, but instead he went to bat for his wife instead to get more Grammys. You know what I mean? So
it was so fucking janky, and it's like this is the thing. Like there's times. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be on my shit now. When it comes to Jay-Z, if you niggas is not willing to listen with what I gotta say without if I'm not bashing Jay-Z, I don't want to hear it. Then y'all can fuck out of here. I'm gonna be on my shit now. Because it's like it's comments like this. Michael Brown, I'm shooting Jay. How am I shooting Jay Bill? I said he's not a good speaker. He doesn't elocute his opinions well in front of crowds. How is that shooting somebody bail? Is that I don't think Jay-Z would like it if I said that about him. So how is that bail? I said he's a better rapper than he is a talker. Are you actually listening, or are you just waiting for me to say Jay-Z sucks? Let's get our pitchforks. Man, fuck that. We got to be able to have balanced conversations about everybody. And the next question I want to ask is when Nas won that Grammy, was he at the Grammys? I don't remember.
No, but that's different. That was COVID.
Okay. You think he would have went? Because there's a gentleman in the chat saying that Nas don't care about the Grammys, but I sure felt like he cared when he finally got his well-deserved Grammy.
Yeah, and I think he had parties for it.
Yeah, it seemed like he was genuinely happy to finally win a Grammy.
I mean, it's a different feeling when you walk in the room because now you're a Grammy Award winner. And then they shout out all the accolades. You know what I'm saying? So that was really the only thing missing off Nas's belt. We just always felt like he always got cheated out of a Grammy. And I felt like a lot of people felt when he got the Grammy, that was the checkbox to certify everything about Nas. But it's funny because if the Grammys don't matter, then that checkbox shouldn't even have to be a consideration. So it's like, does it matter or does it not? Fucking like, we got to stop treating the Grammys like it's LeBron. Like, I hate this nigga till he plays for my team. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm saying that the Grammys shouldn't matter. And
I'm on that wave too.
We talk about Nas, but Jay going and accepting that award, that's his choice, that's his prerogative. I'm not knocking him for that. But what he's doing is he's legitimizing the award ceremony by showing up and getting on stage and accepting the award.
I mean, Beyonce could have got it for him. If that is, you know what I'm saying? If that was the case, she could have accepted it for him. Lil Blue could have did that. He didn't have to go if that. You right in that sense.
How about that? No, how about this though? Remember earlier how I said, what if they built up Killer Mike just to knock him down a peg like 5 minutes later? Maybe that's what Hov is doing. He was like, all right, I'll accept your little award, but I'm gonna come on that stage and talk shit about y'all. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what happened. He took the award, and instead of waiting until he got backstage, he got the Duce out in the midst of the crowd,
taking sips.
The Grammy, took a sip. He poo-pooed the award. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I see that. But I kind of like the idea. If you're gonna boycott, then don't show up. Right. Don't do the God did performance the year before. Don't keep taking everything, or just let them mail it to your crib like Drake do. Use it as a doorstop or something. But if you're gonna be there, if you're gonna be there for me, if you're gonna be there, you're gonna give the speech. Prepare the speech. Make sure you elocute your opinions properly. Make sure you have a point A, B until you get to C. Because to me, it was a zigzaggy road. Yeah. Like Dini said, Blue looked confused. We all got a little confused at a certain point. I think he realized that he took a shot at Will Smith, and Will Smith's had a rough time, so he had to take a shot at himself to balance it out. Yeah. It was a rocky road. We got a couple of super chats. Jay Smith quoting Nas because talking about Jay-Z because of course you love the attention.
Yeah, damn, that's cold, bro.
Salute. That's $2 well spent, bro.
Over at the fire and play nice out of respect for Drake, possibly. And then I see Cousins come in, and rap round table here. We usually don't do the mailbag on the live, but you know what? Let's have a little fun since Cousins said that I misunderstood him. Sincere Dini Lock-in. In reference to Benny, Cousins 08 says the expanded sound narrative gonna have to change because everybody can't go, so less units in his first week 16K, then both burden of proof 19K and Tana Talk for 20K. Unfortunately, we'll likely never get those NBA movie trailer placement numbers Jaw was talking to me about. He says that I misunderstood him. I'm pretty sure when we talked about it a half hour ago, I said that record sales have nothing to do with placements. Right. So based on what he said, did I misunderstand him, Sin? Didn't he help me out here?
No.
I lost in translation, bro. Like at the end of the day, I think Benny will be fine. Like we all know what he's capable of. The album just did. Not everybody went. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody could go. And I think on the next spin around, I think he's going like it's like playoffs. You play a game. You see where your faults at, you see where your positives at, and you work on those. You know what I'm saying? It's like chess. And I think when he does his next project, I think we will see those chess moves that are properly made to get the checkmate, bro. I think he tried to change it up for niggas and it didn't work the way he expected it to. But I think that doesn't affect nothing about placements and nothing like that. Like
let's be clear. If we do an equivalency based on the way sales have overall streams, not sales streams have been depressed. Him going down to 16K kind of falls in line with all the other popular guys' numbers kind of taking a dip. Because streaming I think Ebro was talking about it. Streaming overall is down. People are not running the streams like they used to. So did he really do bad, or is it just a matter of this is the current climate?
I mean, only the stars are done. I mean, didn't Nas do like 16 not too long ago on the album?
Yeah. He's a 16 independent though.
Yeah. That is true.
Not that time.
But 16 is 16.
You know what I mean? Who said LP blames Def Jam? Mad Max says Benny can't go with them numbers. Yeah, y'all was just waiting. I feel like y'all always waiting to cook Benny. Y'all been waiting in the wings to cook Benny, bro.
Right. I think it's hope this shit would be mids.
Leroy says it's the climate. Ric Flair says it's the climate. Still here says I knew Benny was gonna flop. Damn. Touch 182 says he did bad. Damn, leave Benny alone, bro. y'all jumping Benny now, bro.
Y'all going down.
Now
again,
this is the question.
I just always go back to the hype that he was building up and the statements that he made.
Mm-hmm.
Had he avoided that, You know what I mean? Like this wouldn't seem, so outlandish to people.
I also think that he turned off a lot of his fans with that nerd talk, like attacking. Let West Side Gun attack the fans. That's his thing.
Yeah.
You out here calling your fans nerds and they're not experts. I only deal with the professionals. It's like, bro, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is the goal? What do you get out of that? You're getting mad at the boom bap fans that made you lit? Because you can say what you want to say. Hard work is hard work, but somebody had to support the music. It's a symbiotic relationship, right? You make the music, someone buys it, someone streams it, somebody buys the merch. So when I say make you lit, I'm not saying that he didn't do the work, but somebody had to support the music. So why would you bash the people with the sound that got you to this point? You don't get Def Jam deals without the boom bap, right?
Right.
Facts.
Exactly.
I don't know, Benny. You need to rethink this approach.
He should have been like, yo, thank y'all for all the support y'all given me to this point, but I'm trying to get to the next point now. You know what I mean? Would have been a much better approach.
Fair play. This was fun though. Another legendary live. You was about to say something?
No, Starscream. Did we get to his super chat?
Starscream? There was another one?
I thought it was 3 Michael or 2 albums that I kept going back to. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did. We did. Classic Live, Langston, 5-year anniversary. Welcome back, like you never left.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Right back on that horse.
This was fun.
Lang.
Horse. You know what? And I gave him bad intel. I was like, take the Wi-Fi off. Because sometimes when people come on this shit, you turn the Wi-Fi off and it works. In fact, it was the opposite. The Wi-Fi was what got him through. You know what I mean? Bro, whenever you're available, you want to just hop on and chop it up with the guys, you're welcome to pull up, bro. You know what I mean? We don't get to this point without you being part of the initial idea, the birth of this shit. We couldn't have done it without you.
Well, I appreciate that recognition, man. Let me just say for the listeners and for y'all in public, I'm really proud of the work that we've done together, the work that y'all continue to do, and that the shows continue to grow. I love that so much. So keep doing y'all thing. And maybe next time Nicky Diamond drop an album, I'll pull up on y'all and give my take on it. You know what I mean?
Say that.
Tap in.
Say less.
You know what I mean? Our audience would love to get new rap that they want to support. You know what I mean? So that's beautiful.
Thanks.
Deanie the Balance, take us home, bro.
Hey, yo, shout out to Lang on the pull up, back like he never left. Shout out to Jov, the point guard. Shout out to Sincere, the rap snob. Shout out to the chat sticking with us. 255. We had up to like 280. Can we get 280 likes though? Can we get a like while y'all in the building? All 255 of y'all jump and hit the like button. Show some love to the gang. We fuck with y'all all day.
Wait.
Yo.
We got a super chat at the buzzer.
Maxie.
Max with the super chat says people from half court. People not running the streams up because their music is either mid-trash or just for niche audience. There hasn't been one rap album in the 2020s that's transcended audience. Maybe My Turn or that shoot for the song. I mean, if Pop Smoke was still here, he probably
would be cooking.
Yeah,
He'd be cooking, no question.
This is a good point. Is this remember when we first started doing the pod and we were talking about subgenres? Is this like the outcome of so many subgenres of rap now?
It might be, man.
Probably.
It might be. So the fans are just too spread out. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I have to pause that. Yeah, I have to pause that. Pause. That was nasty word.
Real quick, before I pass it back to DD, remember episode 90 drops tomorrow. That completes our 5-year anniversary celebration. Make sure y'all pull up 5 p.m. tomorrow. On your way out, hit that like button, and I'll pass it back to Dini to take us home.
And I'm Dini, the balance of the force, and with our powers combined, man, it's the Rap Roundtable. Shout out to Macito.
Yes, sir.